really cutting edge technology that we're working on here at Right Line Trading. I'm part of a really educated team of professionals, and we're integrating a ChatGPT agent. If you've been living under a rock and you're not abreast of this AI revolution that we're currently in, this AI technology is slowly working its way into every sector of our economy. And let me tell you something, they're really slow rolling it. We're just scratching the surface of its full capability. On our team, we have three professionals that have MBAs and masters. They're all engineers and software developers that are doing a deep dive into this Chat GPT agent, and they're integrating it into NinjaTrader language. So I'm going to be showing our AI leverage bots, where we've been, where we're headed, and a very special offer that we're going to make for the weekend. It's a great time to get started right before this new update comes out that I'm going to be explaining today. So thank you again for joining me, and let's go ahead and get on with it. The information that we're going to be sharing is we consider this an advanced machine learning algorithm, and we're moving into this ChatGPT agent. And I'm going to briefly talk about where we're headed with this. The ChatGPT agent is really a new feature that just came out as part of ChatGPT, and it allows us to complete complex online tasks. It completes these tasks for us. What it does is it seamlessly switches between reasoning and action, and it allows us to make connections. This is the key, across a number of different websites and connected third-party sources. So with this bridge that's connecting everything together, and the brain that this AI technology has is really the future, I believe, of not only where trading is headed, but really the vast majority of our sectors in our economy. And so it's going to use all of these sources as connections, and it's going to perform actions that can be done extremely fast and efficiently. So it's really exciting information that where we're headed. And before we get there, let me just mention that this presentation is for demonstration and educational purposes only. It's important to know that I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I'm not offering any trading advice. Just very familiar with the products and services here at Right Line Trading. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, I absolutely highly recommend consulting with a licensed financial advisor, because you could lose your entire trading account. So that's very important to understand the risks associated with trading. Something that distinguishes Right Line Trading from our competitors, not only our technology, our advanced technology, but I believe it also to be our transparency and honesty, a lot like Lee. Lee is a breath of fresh air in this niche. And I say that because he's an honest guy. What he says is the truth. And we like to categorize ourselves in the same regard. We trade our system live on YouTube every day. David Wise trades his SPY Super System. I trade, mostly it's myself or Mark Miller, trades our AI Auto Trader or iBot strategies on YouTube every single day. So it's really nice to be able to take a look and see the bots performing on a live market before diving in head first, right? Our vision here at Right Line Trading, I'm going to speed through this because I want to get to this new information. It's really exciting stuff. And we're really excited. In the next 30 days, we're going to be, releasing these new AI updates. They're going to just, completely automate every aspect of this system. So I want to save some time to get to that. But our vision here at Right Line Trading is really to help, develop innovative trading strategies that provide our members with an edge And I really believe that this advanced technology, this AI integration, is going to provide you with a significant edge. Along the way, we've been around for about 14 years now. We've really built a beautiful community of traders that we refer to as our trading family. Our trading family. In fact, I've had the privilege of answering the phones here at Right Line Trading for just over 12 years now. And I've gotten to know hundreds, if not thousands, of our members on a personal level. And that's why I consider it a privilege. But we have all experience levels in our trading community. I always say that there's power in numbers. Um, we have a wide spectrum of experience levels, anywhere from the complete newbie to the seasoned professional trader, that this is what they do for a living. Being part of that community really provides you with a unique insight into their experience. Not only do you learn what's working for them, but sometimes even more often, you learn what's not working. We're very quick as traders to point out exactly what's not working because it hurts, it's painful. But listen, if we can avoid some of those speed bumps and some of those pitfalls from somebody else's mistakes, well, that would be very good, very good. So very quickly, I want to introduce the members of my team. As I mentioned, we have really some seasoned professionals. We have 3 professional traders. First, our futures traders, Mr. Craig Emery, Mr. David Kushner is our prop trader. And last but certainly not least is our professional options trader, David Wise. David Wise is a brilliant, brilliant options trader, historically with a 90% win rate. Unbelievable. Behind the desks here at Right Line Trading, we have Mr. Brock Miller. Brock is our college student. He's getting his degree in computer science. And then we have our advanced degrees. We have Charles Sider. He has a master's degree from UCLA, has 30 years of experience as an engineer. And he is an engineer through and through. We have Sergio Luque Rodriguez, also a master's degree in computer science. I've seen him grow in this field, in this niche. I've worked with Sergio for 10 years now, and he's gone from developing complex algorithms, mathematical modeling, and now he's really the main beneficiary of a collaboration with a world-renowned AI development lab, and that collaboration continues. The pleasant surprise, the new owner of Right Line Trading, Mark Miller, is, I mean, just incredible. To know this guy is to love him. He's extremely honest. He's a U.S. military vet. Anybody who serves a country puts others before self. I always hold in a very high regard. But Mark Miller also, the pleasant surprise, in addition to what I've mentioned, was that he has an MBA from Cal State in automatics. He's an electrical engineer who specializes in automation and robotics. So he works together with our development team, and we have 3. That's why I mentioned we have 3 really highly trained professionals that are working on this interface with this ChatGPT. So we are doing a deep dive into integrating this into our software. So that's our team of traders. And I just want to very briefly introduce myself. My name's Rory Powers. I'm a graduate of Syracuse University. I reside in South Florida. And living down here in Florida, I always say, if you live in Florida, you gotta live close to the beach, right? We're a peninsula. We're surrounded by water, and I think I feel that way because I love the water. And on a recent fishing trip, Mark Miller, Sergio, and myself went down to the Florida Keys and caught some beautiful snapper and grouper, where they cooked them up in this restaurant right when we got back to the dock. Being an avid saltwater fisherman, you always talk about, in fishing, the big one that got away. Well, my big one that did not get away, the catch of a lifetime, was my beautiful wife, Christelle. She's really was God's gift. when she was brought into my life. Good, strong woman of Christian values. And God blessed us with two beautiful girls. We have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. And my entire life is really has changed since they come into it in a very positive way. So that's a little bit about the voice that you hear behind the desk here. The genesis of the AI auto trader was really our frustration, our lack of consistency. As traders, I used to think it was just me alone that suffered until I started answering the phones here. Then I was pleasantly, it was brought to my, I learned firsthand that it's not just me that is suffering from these issues with consistency. We can have a couple of good trading sessions and we think we're turning the corner in our trading career, only to hit another speed bump and blow out another account. So this slide of my presentation is one of my favorites because it really tells the story. I can relate to this woman like it's myself sitting there ready to put the sledgehammer through that computer screen. She's a pro, if I put this picture into words, if they say a picture is 1,000 words, this picture, you see a conservative professionally dressed woman that is staring at the equity of her trading account dwindling down to almost nothing. And it's come to a boiling point, a bursting point. You see, she's convinced there's a conspiracy going on, that it's a rigged game. And she's ready at this point to put the sledgehammer through her trading monitor. And I can't tell you how many times that I felt exactly like this nice lady. And that was the genesis of the automated systems that leverage artificial intelligence. You see, we've all experienced problems making money trading with consistency. Come to find out, the most common, they refer to them as having emotional issues. You think of someone with emotional issues as a nut job, as maybe a crazy guy on the side of the road that's an alcoholic, or you think of someone laying on their psychiatrist's couch with their legs propped up, telling the good doctor where it all went wrong in their lives. But that's not what they're talking about in trading. In trading, what they're talking about with having emotional issues is making your decisions based on your emotions and not on the technicals. God, I do it every day. It's so frustrating. And let me say this. In my first slide, I mentioned that we had 3 professional traders, right? Craig, David, and David. The one trait, or the two traits that they share, is they're very patient and they're very disciplined. You see, these guys in their minds have a trading plan. They have a trading strategy where they have etched in stone rules or conditions that must be met prior to them executing a trade. These are all technical based decisions. These are not emotional decisions. We have inherently, genetically, in our genes, personality traits that we were born with. I learned through another trader who did a study and found that out of all of the core personality traits, and there's about a dozen of them, but only 1 or 2 lend well to being a good disciplined trader. So, I can tell you firsthand, and I always like to put myself in the in the first person. I don't like to call out anybody else, but I know from talking to so many traders that I'm not alone. And it's nice to know that. So those human emotional errors are really what causes the vast majority of us to sabotage our own trading results. Sure, we may have bought indicators that just don't work, or they lack a lack of proven trading methodology. But it all leads to the same place, and that's blowing out our trading account. So it's been my team's commitment. I know my slide says my commitment, which it is, but I can't take all the credit. I work with a great team of professionals that are really dedicated to this. We've narrowed it down to two things that we believe are going to create trading success. Number one, I'm going to start with number two. Ideally, because most of us suffer from these human personality traits that don't lend well to being a good disciplined trader, ideally we need software that can do it for us automatically, right? To get us in and out, to make all of the decisions based on the technicals, no emotions, and cut out all of that emotional decision making. And number two, and I switched the orders, we have to have the proper tool set. Okay, it just can't be any system that's going to automatically get us in. We've learned from experience, from doing the from developing automated strategies over the last dozen years that I've been with this company. The elephant in the room when you talk about automated bots is always that they go stale, that they perform well in certain market conditions and not in others, that they need to be constantly optimized with the ever-changing market conditions. And these are all valid. I've experienced them all firsthand. So I truly and honestly believe that with this technology that we're currently working on, it's going to get us closer and closer to the goal, to being consistently profitable, to having something that in full automation mode will be able to filter out the losers, to number one, to sidestep the losers and get us into the trades where risk has been defined at the lowest and we're able to capture the maximum profit on those excursions, and do it all automatically. So that's what we're striving for, with these AI leverage bots. The benefits, I've touched on them. It eliminates all human emotion. How many times have we sabotaged our own trading results? It's, just this week, a perfect example. Um, on Monday and Tuesday, the market conditions this week were a little different on Monday and Tuesday. We had some beautiful moves. The rest of the week, it was very choppy. The first couple of hours that I was in the market, it was very choppy and sideways moving, a lot of areas of consolidation, a sideways moving, choppy market. But Monday and Tuesday, it was a little bit different. There was some really nice trading opportunities, and I got into the trades and kind of suffering through, the beginning of June through July. I was getting accustomed to these choppy, ranging market conditions. So on Monday, when I get into a beautiful trade, I was trading 3 PA accounts when I was up 250 on the trade. There was nothing that the technicals said to me that I should exit the trades. Nothing. Everything was perfect. But I was so happy to get my profit target, I immediately exited on those 3 accounts. And I left my evaluation accounts, I'm talking about prop trading accounts, I left those accounts in the trade like I should have done with all of the accounts, because all of the technicals were perfect. Everything was automated and running on its own. I interfered with the bots, closed my 3 PA accounts prematurely, only to watch the trade mature and go up over $1,000 in profit. Okay, so it just, a perfect example of how we sabotage our trading, getting out of trades for no good reason, moving our stop and profit targets where they don't belong. All of that human error goes out the window. So we're talking about an automated system now that does self-optimization. This AI integration, and this is what has been the game changer. And I started by saying we're scratching the surface of this because it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. The more of this AI integration we can put into this system, and the smarter these bots get. So I'm going to cover, in the course of my presentation, the 3 areas that we're currently leveraging AI, where we're going to be headed, and then I have a really special offer. But It's important to know if you're a prop trader, I'm also going to show you our prop trading templates. I'm going to be discussing two of our automated bots. One is called the AI Auto Trader, and one is the iBot. Very common question is, what is the difference? Our AI Auto Trader, we've now added all of these AI components into the iBot. So that's no longer the difference. They share this in common. The main difference between the AI Auto Trader and the iBot is the iBot is leveraging a professional grade data feed. It requires a connection with Kinetic. Let me show you. This Kinetic connection provides us with the market internals that are streaming right from the stock market. I like to refer to that trigger, because that's the trigger, or the market internals, that trigger as being the fastest trigger in automation. You see, to truly predict, help predict future market movements, we need to look beyond lagging indicators, right? Very common lagging indicators that we might use are MACD crossovers or oscillator divergence signals. These only reflect what have already happened on our trading charts. With this kinetic connection, what we're now focusing on are real-time market internals. And what that's revealing is where institutional money is actively pressing price, whether it be to the upside or the downside. Think of it as like a magnifying glass, looking into a deeper, looking at a deeper, more penetrating layer of the market, and it allows us to track price. Actually, in a lot of cases, before it even happens. These market internals are looking at imbalances of advancing and declining volume across all of those index equities: the Dow, NASDAQ, S&P 500, Russell, and the New York Stock Exchange. It truly has its finger on the pulse of the market. And by leveraging this real-time data, our proprietary algorithm generates lightning fast, highly accurate entry signals that are far superior to a lagging indicator. So that's the main difference between the iBot and the AI Auto Trader. The AI Auto Trader, isn't leveraging those market internals from the stock market. It's using a proxy, okay? It's using the relative strength. It's looking at relative strength, and at different percentage levels, we have different triggers. We have a reversal, a pullback and go, and a breakout trade. And it has 3 different signals for entry that it leverages. So that really is the main difference between the AI system and the iBot. And this slide is just showing you basically what I described with that deep penetrating layer that it looks at on the cash markets, on the stock market. It's not even looking at the futures market. So this is just showing the parity. There is no disparity between advancing or declining volume. The trigger is when there's a significant amount of advancing volume. This is a standard deviation. That's our trigger. When it's headed down, that's our trigger to go short. When there is no disparity, it's going to sit on its hands and not take a trade. So let's really quickly touch base on the ways that we're currently integrating our AI technology in these bots. I always like to very briefly, and I'm not going to go deep into the minutia, but I always like to briefly show you the inner workings of this strategy, because it's a little easier to explain the ways that we're leveraging AI. So the first way that I want to mention is our technology uses what we call a bot and a drone. The bot is learning from the drone. Okay, what do I mean by drone? It's a little confusing at first, but they're really both bots. But to distinguish one from the other, we changed the name of one of them to drone. The drone, okay, has static inputs. It has a very ambitious profit target and a very liberal stop. It lets the trade with a wide range run. It's going to trade 23 hours a day in tandem with the bot. And the bot and the drone is just what it sounds like. You think of a drone, you think of a small hovering aircraft getting a bird's eye view of the landscape. This is what the drone does. It gets a bird's eye view of the trading environment, okay? It looks at the average true range, what's the maximum favorable excursion versus the maximum adverse excursion, and it learns where the best place to put your stop and your profit targets are based on the data, okay? Not where we feel it should go or think it might be best here. This is a mathematically, I'm telling you, that's done in split seconds through think of it as a calculator that's operating in milliseconds and putting your stop and profit target exactly where it needs to be. That's one way that it's doing it. Because the drone runs 23 hours a day, it's also going to make the bot, it's going to filter out the times of the day that it's just not profitable. There's certain times of the day, maybe during the Asian Open or during the London Open or who knows, during certain times of the New York Stock Exchange, on a consistent basis during a 1 or 2 hour window, this thing goes to town and makes money each day. And then it'll learn that there's other times of the day consistently that it stinks. It just gives all it back, gives all the profits back. So with this technology, it's able to tell the bot, hey, just trade during these hours of the day, and this is when I'm profitable. All those other times of the day, just don't trade. Forget it. Okay? So that's another way. The stops and profit targets, the trading session hours, and last but not least, we have our triggers, signal A, B, C, and D. It's also going to learn in the current trading environment which signal has potentially the best chance to give you a profitable trade. And that's the signal that it's going to take. So the bot is learning from the drone the best times of the day to trade, which trigger to take, and it's going to place your stop and profit targets in the most ideal locations. This is going to dynamically change while you're trading. From day to day, your stop and your profit target is going to change. A perfect example. And then we're going to move on because I don't want to take too long. It's Friday. But look at my power play. I trade this bot almost every day on YouTube. My power play bot, if I open it up, it's going to show you that the bot currently has a profit target of 60 ticks, 62 ticks. My drone has a profit target of 100 ticks, and it's static. So when in today's trading environment, it's pulled it in from 100 ticks to 62 ticks. And we have something which is called a profit window, which means once the trade is 25 ticks from my profit target, in this case, it would be 37 ticks. Once it goes 37 ticks, my stop is going to jump up and go 25 ticks behind price or plus 12 ticks. And that's what this current environment has the best chance mathematically of giving you a profitable trade on this strategy's entries. Okay? Very interesting stuff. Now, where we're headed with this, it goes to a whole other level. With this new ChatGPT AI agent, it's going to be looking at outside sources. We're going to be able to make connectors, not only with your NinjaTrader 8 database, but with the Forex Factory, with other outside websites that get an overall market sentiment. It'll know the trading news, that what time the trade reports are coming out. it will disable itself. It will not allow it to trade during high impact reports. Okay, we're just not built for that with these short-term trades. More a strategy like Lee has is more suited for news trading. With the high impact reports, we sit on our hands. It's a little bit different. So it also gets a macro look at the overall sentiment of the market. It's going to learn what the news reports were, and if there was a report that came out that was out of the ordinary, it's going to take actions based on a number of different sources and resources and dynamically change on your computer without any of your own input. Let me show you very briefly what I'm talking about. This ChatGPT agent, and we've already started working on it. This is our right line trading AI agent, and we're making our connectors and putting this trading agent. We're in the development stage of it now. But if you have a chance over the next week or over the weekend, read this new integration that they're coming out with. It's called the ChatGPT agent. Let me tell you something, and I think it's important to know. What this does, and I might have mentioned it already, but it allows ChatGPT to complete complex online tasks on your behalf. It seamlessly switches between reasoning and action. Okay, so now it's going to do all the thinking and then it's going to take action, and it's going to perform these actions that are all based on a number of outside sources that all connect through this ChatGPT model, this AI model. So our team of engineers is really excited about this, to say the least, of where we're headed with this. And I truly believe that we're just scratching the surface of this technology. This is just one last component of the AI integration we're currently using, is candlestick pattern recognition. The charts are very symmetrical and geometrical. What I mean by that is there's recurring candlestick patterns that happen throughout the day. This self-learning algorithm learns what reaction the market has to some of these candlestick patterns. A perfect example is a bearish or a bullish engulfing candle. Usually means a reversal, and our system will automatically immediately get out of the trade and lock in profits. We use it as a really nice way to manage our trades. This is an illustration of the bot drone technology and how it filters out the times of the day that it just doesn't perform well. From 8:30 to 11, if it does well, then the bot is going to trade during those times. But if after 11 to 2 or 3 in the afternoon, it's hit or miss, well, the bot's not going to take a trade. It'd be crazy to. If it loses most of the time, why would it want to keep trading? You wouldn't want it to do that. But then towards the end of the closing bell, the hour to the closing bell, it does well, the bot's going to trade that session as well. It's all about filtering out the losers and making our output that much more efficient. So a couple of examples to show you is, and these are some of our top performing bots. I always like to show the actual trade performance. And on the sniper, I'm going to show you just an illustration, just to complete the thought on the bot drone technology. So I think it'll give you an idea. The sniper bot, and I'm looking at from June 1st to July 25th. Now you can see my bot was up just under $5,000, just under $5,000 from June 1st to July 25th. My max drawdown was $1,692. Very nice. If you're a prop trader, you're trading a $50,000 account, you're well within your trailing threshold. However, if you go to the drone made more money. It made $7,400 trading all 24 hours. But look here, it pulled in almost $4,500 in losing trades. Now, if you had that same $50,000 account, it would have blown it out. It would have blown that account out. So even though it made more money, the output was that much more efficient. It would have been able to trade that $50,000 account, and you'd still be alive and well trading that same prop account. So that's just an illustration of how that bot drone technology works together. So our strongest bots have been these NASDAQ 20 Unorenco bots. On the AI system, our 20U, you think, I'll show you the chart on the 20U. A 20 Unorenco is the data series of the chart. Just to put this chart into perspective, each candle that closes to the upside in this upward trend represents 20 ticks. A Unorenco bar is calculated in ticks, and the nice part about it is it smooths out all the static. The knock on Unorenco is it obliterates price action. But this beautiful 20 Unorenco chart doesn't get caught in the whipsaw of, say, an 8 Unorenco or a 15 or a 30 range bar. It doesn't get caught in that whipsaw. So this NQ Sniper bot from June 1st to July 24th, I just showed my bot with very little drawdown is up over $4,000 trading just one contract. These P&L results, it's important to know, are based on trading one contract after commissions. These are not a back test. These are traded on a live market. The drone with a little bit higher of a drawdown was up 7,500 on that same bot. That's the one I just brought up my trade performance. Okay, I see there's some questions, and I apologize. I was concentrating on what I was saying. I will answer your questions, I promise you. This is being recorded, by the way. And I will get to your questions. I just don't want to lose my train of thought. The iBots, the most powerful bots on the iBots in this last couple of months have been the NASDAQ on the 32nd. From June 1st to July 24th is up over 5,000. So we're leveraging a really diverse portfolio of bots. Not only a diversity of instruments, but also a diversity of time frames that we trade them on. The iBot NASDAQ on the 1 minute is up just over $6,000 over the course of the last couple of months. That's $6,000 after commissions. One of our most powerful bots is the AI ES30 Star. I have it running on my computer between June 1st and July 24th was up over $6,000. So I've showed you several NASDAQ bots that are performing extremely well. And now we have several S&P 500 or E-mini ES bots that are also have the potential to make some consistent profits. Now for our prop trading segment. Listen, prop trading has burst onto the scenes, and I think I wouldn't be doing anyone a favor if I didn't mention prop trading and the benefits that this brings to prop trading. Prop trading is so exciting in a few different ways. Number one, the benefits. We're not risking our own capital. Okay, if we take a loss, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt as bad. Okay, we go to sleep upset, but we're not tossing and turning and talking in our sleep. It's a different degree of disappointment. Okay, we don't have as much skin in the game, so to speak. The exciting part about prop trading is the ability to trade multiple accounts via trade copier. In 5x or 10x, even 20x our profits. with a trade copier, we can potentially make a $200 trade, copy it across 10 accounts, and now it's a $2,000 trade. And now we're seeing the money that we always dreamt of, why we started trading in the first place, becomes within our reach. It becomes a viable, reachable goal. And that's the excitement of prop trading. The drawbacks, which, there's always going to be drawbacks, is they've made something difficult even a little more difficult with their, rules, their consistency rules, their trailing drawdowns. They've, made trading a little more difficult. But listen, I think it's important to know that one of the main rules that these prop firms use is their consistency rule, right? We have to trade 5 or 10 trading sessions, and our biggest trading day can't consist of more than 30% of our net profits, right? Because they're betting that we can't be consistent, that we can't just hit singles and doubles for 8 or 10 days in a row. And they're right. Most of us can't. But these prop trading bots have been a game changer for our prop trading, for my prop trading. I'm going to show you why. For prop trading, we're going to include all of our prop trading templates in today's special offer. I'm going to show you 2 very short videos. The first, there's 2 phases to a prop trading account. The first phase is the evaluation. This is where we have to make, for example, on a $50,000 account, they'll say you have to make $3,000 in profits before you lose $2,500. That's the evaluation, okay? So we've developed a very aggressive strategy for times like now when they have a 90% sale, and to get one of these evals is 10 or 20 bucks. We've got a strategy that you could put 3 or 5 of these on, and in one trade, we can get you potentially funded on all 5 of those accounts very quickly and painlessly. In this video, let me set it up. We're taking our 1-day pass trade. This is a very aggressive trade that will pass the evaluation on one trade. Mark is using it in this video with a trade copier, and he's copying it across 6 accounts. This bot is going to trigger at the time of day that it is most likely to hit a winning trade, okay? And that time changes, but usually it's between 10 and 11. So I'll play the tape. So now the bot gets into the trade, and you can see his profit target. It got in with 10 contracts going for 62 ticks. 10 contracts on the NASDAQ is really $50 a tick. And now it goes all the way 62 ticks. And with that one trade, via the use of a trade copier, he was able to pass 6 evaluations on one trade and get 6 funded accounts. Now with those 6 PA accounts, now what we do is we transition to something that's a little more sustainable. We don't get so aggressive because we have to pay an activation fee, right? We have a little more skin in the game now with the PA account. We paid our activation fee, and now we have our vessel or our vehicle to withdraw funds from. We call it a PA account. Okay, a PA account. And in this video, we're going to show our power play trade of the day. We do this power play. We trade it every morning on YouTube. These summer months, it's become a little more difficult. But let me tell you, prior to this summer, prior to January 1st, we weren't even getting heat on these trades. I'm not kidding you. For months. Very quickly, we ran up the score. But let's take a look. Here's a power play trade. And you can see I have a trade copier. Let me just set up the video. It's only a minute long. And via the use of a trade copier, I have 3 PA accounts attached to my leader account. The bot took the trade on this chart that's on my right, on the right-hand side. And you can see my stop is already in place and the trade just triggered. Now the strategy goes for 100 ticks of profit. Once it goes 75 ticks, my stop comes down and locks in 50 ticks of profit. We call it our profit window. At that point of the trade, I'm either going to make $250 or $500 on the move. And that's my profit goal. On these trades, I look to make $250 to $500 a day. So now you can see the trade is maturing right down into my profit target. And in just a moment, it's going to get in my profit window. Once it gets in the window, I've locked in 50 ticks of profit with the opportunity to actually make right here. I can go 100 ticks and make 500 on the trade at this point. My stop automatically locked in the 50 ticks. So now it's 250 if it comes back and stops me out, or 500 if it goes to full excursion. Okay. So this particular example, it goes to 500, but it doesn't happen every day like that because this is trading. Okay. I showed you the best case scenario. There are days that we lose. So those are the prop trading templates, and they come included with our portfolio of strategies. With the one-day pass templates, a very common question is, what is the likelihood of winning? And that's really what we go by, because it's not really a P&L anymore. Now it's, what is the chance, what is my percent win rate? What is the win rate? How many times out of 10 trades can I expect to win? My slide says 57%, and some of our one-day passes go on hot streaks. But remember, I answer the phones here. And I always like to under-promise and over-deliver. I want you to call me and be happy. So I'm going to tell you that consider it 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3 times that you do this one-day pass, it's going to pass and get you over the finish line. So if you buy 3 accounts, I'm having a moment. You buy 3 evaluations, and 1 out of those 3 statistically is going to pass the evaluation. All right. I know my slide says 57%, but let's call it 1 out of 3. So those are my PA and live accounts. I always think that there's a certain amount of credibility when you see a performance that spans over 6 months of trading PA accounts. This is a testament to conforming to their consistency rules. When I first started the presentation, I mentioned we have 3 professional traders on staff, and what distinguishes them from the rest of us is their patience and discipline. They're able to have capital preservation, a rules-based system, to not make emotional decisions. Well, that's exactly what these bots have done really for me. These are my personal accounts that I'm showing, and I trade them on YouTube every morning. From January 15th to today, my 3 PA accounts are up over $30,000. This is after commission, traded on a live market, $35,000 to be exact. And I have been able to conform to all of those rules that the prop firms have put on us. So that is a testament to these bots and their ability to get you payouts. And it's not just me getting payouts. There's also several members of our trading family, Mark Miller, and countless other members that are getting payouts using these AI leverage bots. And they're only going to get more powerful. You see, in the next 30 days, when we release this new integration and the output is that much more efficient, and we're putting together a bionic bot with this new update, that's going to just be amazing. The price is going to go up, okay? And the value is going to go up because it's going to make more money. So it's a really great time to get in now. We're going to make a special offer for the weekend. This special offer includes both the discretionary system and the automated system. When I say discretionary system, what do I mean? Well, listen, we have very seasoned traders as part of our community that have been trading for years. And when they see a certain setup, they want to be able to pull the trigger. They don't want to be, put in a box and wait for the bot to take all the trades. Some people want to take the trades on their own, and which is perfectly acceptable. So we provide you with just absolutely beautiful chart templates of all of the indicators that this system leverages. Indicators that are very powerful, that are based on mathematical modeling. And that component, the discretionary component, is included in my special offer. Also, all of the automated templates, and I say templates because it makes me think of Marcia. Everything comes in a pre-formatted template. Okay, I've helped some of our clients that have purchased things from other vendors, and how they deliver their products is just astounding. With no directions and no templates, and they just send it to you and wish you the best. It's important to know that we do a lot of hand holding here at Right Line Trading. Lee refers to it as the bend over backwards guarantee, right? That's kind of what we do. We cater to our members. We want you to be successful. We want this to be the beginning of a long-term prosperous relationship where you're hopefully refer us to your friends and family. That's the goal. So this is really the beginning of a relationship. So I say that they all come with all of the automated templates because everything is pre-formatted for you. We have a special tool that Sergio developed. It would blow your mind. I don't have enough time to show it to you today. On another webinar, I will show it to you. With the click of a mouse, this thing will, oh my God, with the click of a mouse, it installs the AI integration, an AI database. It's just incredible. It installs your entire workspace, a separate SIM account for each bot, all with the click of a mouse. In 2 seconds, you can set up this workspace, and you wouldn't believe your eyes what it put together. Hang on 1 second. Okay. So that's the automated component is included. All of the prop trading templates are all included. They're all included. Oh my God, I'm sorry I talked so long. So it comes in 3 different sizes. We like to refer to it as the small, medium, and large. I want to mention that this is a buy one, get one free special, okay? We started talking about the AI auto trader and the iBots both. And one of the questions that we got was regarding which is more profitable, Rudy, there's certain days that the AI does better, and there's certain days that the iBot does better. On the long term, I think they're very close. They're very close. Certain days you have a significant advantage, especially a trending day, on that iBot, because remember the iBot has one trigger. That's with your foot on the gas pedal. Okay, so the trending market, obviously, the iBot's going to do things like you've never seen before. Where on a trickier market, the AI with 3 different triggers, I think is, the better choice. So to answer your question, Rudy, certain days they outperform one another. They're about the same in the long run. We're going to show you which ones to trade when. And with the new integration that's coming, it's going to select everything for you, which is really going to be great. All of those discretionary decisions that we're making now will all be automated with this new integration. So our buy one, get one free special includes both the AI auto trader and the iBot. This is the full Monty. I've said it before, but this is the full Monty. Okay, everything. The monthly, we're going to cut it in half. And I see the other questions. I'm going to get to them. Okay, just one moment. The monthly is going to be, instead of $15.98, you'll get both systems for $6.99. $6.99. The best value, and I highly recommend, if you have the means, A month isn't going to give you enough time. You're just going to, after a month, you're just going to begin to understand what's going on. Okay, there is a learning curve. With any system you buy, there's a learning curve. I bought a new trade copier, and I still, man, I've had the thing for a full week, and I still couldn't tell you how to run the thing. Even though it's a fully automated system, give yourself 30 days. Okay, I said all of that to tell you the best value and the way to go is going to be the annual or the one-time payment. The annual, you're going to get both systems, the AI and the iBot, for the full year for $19.99. I always like to break it down for the year, just to give you an idea of what that comes out to per month. But it is billed by the year, so one time. So the $19.99, if we divide that by 12, it comes out to about $166 a month. For $166 a month, you're going to have, I'm telling you, what I believe to be the two most powerful automated bots available to the retail trader, the full portfolio, $166 a month. We're going to trade it with you every morning on YouTube Live. You're going to be part of our interactive community of traders on Discord. You're going to attend weekly live training, daily live trading, and we're going to take this journey together. And with this new integration coming, when the price goes up, you're going to be locked into this price, today's price, which is going to be a lot more reasonable. Listen, we're putting a lot of time, we're putting a lot of the company's resources. And what I mean by the company's resources, time and money. We're putting a lot of time and money into making this a powerhouse. The one-time deal, what that is a lifetime license. We thought it was a little more appropriate to call it a one-time payment than put it on someone's life. So forever, you're going to have the system with a one-time payment of $39.99. $39.99. I always think of the dentist when I see that price, because yes, it hurts for a second, but after you do it, and after that dental appointment is over, man, are you happy it's done and you did it. Because your teeth are feeling good and you can eat again. This $39.99, it does sting for a second, but I assure you, you are going to be so happy that you did it, and it has the potential to return dividends for the rest of your life. PayPal is an option at checkout. PayPal later, if you qualify, they can give you up to 6 months to pay for it without any interest. It's not a guarantee, but if you qualify, if your credit's decent, PayPal Pay Later, it's called, is an option at checkout. Sandy, yes, the replay will be available. Which trade copy am I using now? Larry, I'm still using the one from Affordable Indicators. However, I just recently purchased ETP. It's a platformless solution. I'll show it to you real quick. The thing is a powerhouse. It's not that simple. It takes a little time to learn. I just need to put a little more time into it. But what it does is it gives you the ability. It's platform independent. Okay, platform independent. Meaning I could put 5 or 10 different rhythmic connections all under my connections simultaneously. I can have 5 different prop firms or 3 different trading accounts. It makes no difference. And this acts as a bridge. I can use it as a connection between all of my accounts and pick a leader account and trade them across all of my live accounts. And it's platform independent. And that's with ETP. Okay, and I just want to end by just showing you a couple of slides. Now, if I don't get, I know I've run over, and I do apologize. I want to show you, if you would, please, if you have a question for me, please put your name and number in the chat box. I've gone way over. I want to be respectful of your time. I want you to be able to enjoy your weekend and get on with your day. But so please, if you'd like to ask any additional questions, put your name and your number in the chat box or the questions box. And after I get a drink of water and catch my breath, I'll give you a call and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Some of our members that are getting outstanding results, it's important to know it's not just me. We have a member, Judy. She's actually living the dream. Judy's retired and she's actually traveling the world. And she has she has her trading workspace, which is remote. You know, she takes it with her. And this picture that she sent us and she shared with our community is of herself trading on an MSC Mediterranean cruise somewhere off the coast of Italy. And she's joining us on our YouTube live stream on a cruise ship. This week she's been in Dubai and she's getting payouts using our bots through Apex, using these AI integrated bots. Simon, a common question is, hey, I live in the UK, or I live in Australia, or I live in Singapore or Thailand. Can I trade these bots? The answer is yes. Regardless of where you are around the world, you could trade these bots seamlessly. We have many members that are getting outstanding results. One of our long-time members, Ron N, scored, very recently, within a few months, when the Trump administration first announced the tariffs. Gold was, I mean, what a great tool to have in our toolbox was that gold bot. Ron made $10,000 in one session trading that gold bot with that volatility. So Suzanne is a leader in our community. Speaking of our community, I want to wrap up with this, and then we'll close it out. We have a great Discord chat community. In our chat community on Discord, I just want to take a second just to show you that we have a ton of resources in our Discord. We have our general chat channel where it gives you the opportunity to chat with all of the other members. We have a user's guide. We have in print an illustrated user's guide. Excuse me. An illustrated user's guide that goes into depth about how to trade this system. Every day we post the results of how these bots have done for the day, the top performing bots. We have prop trading resources if you're a prop trader. Improvement ideas. We get some of our best ideas from our traders. Every week we give you the 3 best one-day passes, the 3 best iBots, and the 3 best AI auto traders. And we have a strategy collaboration channel where any bots that are in development that show promise, we share them with our community early. So that's our Discord community. And I want to end with saying this. Thank you for your time. And I want to end by saying that I come with a message of hope. What I've showed you today really has been a turning point in the trajectory of my trading career. I've blown out 10 different trading accounts, and I can't tell you how frustrating it was. You think I'm an employee here for Right Line Trading, that I'm a professional trader. That's not the case. I only started having success after I started using this automation. This is the only time that I've ever made money trading futures, ever, in my lifetime. And I'm going to show you right off of my performance that those results that I showed in my slide were absolutely genuine results. And this shows you from the course of January 16th to July 25th, and I'll click generate on those 3 PA accounts. It's generating. Over the course of 6 months on those 3 PA accounts, I'm up just over $35,000. And those are the 3 PA accounts that I showed earlier. It's trying to load a lot of data back from January. So I come with a message of hope. I truly believe that this is a viable path to becoming a profitable trader. And with the new AI integrations, I truly believe that this is the future of where we are headed in trading. Listen, 95% of those professional traders, institutional traders, hedge fund managers, they're using AI leverage bots. Don't kid yourself. 95% of them. So listen, don't get left behind technologically. And I hope that you'll consider taking me up on my offer. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a blessed weekend. Thank you. If you have a question, please type your name and your number in the chat box.